So they're saying that they don't want him to be in shackles. They don't want him to be in handcuffs when he comes out.
Pause.
Mm.
When someone says in shackles, all I can think of are like ankle, like the loud clankety clack ones. Like shackles, it's like versus handcuffs. I feel like they're different things.
It's the Pop Report.
So juicy. I got hoes in every area code.
Are you good today?
Yeah.
You got hose?
Yeah.
That's just how we're starting. It's just hose in every area code. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
You're geriatric. You're like, let me adjust my back, my spine.
My neck, my back.
It's been a minute since we've been in studio.
It has been a minute, yes.
You look different.
Do I?
No, I'm kidding. I see you all the time. So, I mean, on Zoom.
I feel like I just saw you the other day. Didn't we do something the other day? We went somewhere.
We went to Spotify, that like whole Spotify day.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's right.
that's probably what you're thinking of. What's happening? What's new with you?
Just living life.
Living la vida loca.
Are you having fun? Did you see Wicked finally?
No, I did not.
When are you going to see Wicked? I feel like you should have been on the top list to go watch it.
Why?
I don't know. You've been like wanting to watch it since the trailer came out.
I don't think I said wanted. I have an interest to see it, but I don't think I was like, I want to go see this bad.
I'm over the hype.
I feel like we've been talking about Wicked for a long time.
That's why I'm over the hype. Like, I was excited when the trailer first dropped, and I was like, okay, I'm down for this. And now we're here, and it's like, it was the longest press tour ever. And I'm like, okay, can we get to the movie?
I just feel like we went from Ariana Grande, Ethan Slater, back in that chapter, to like, now we're in it, and I'm like, we've just forgotten about all of that, and Ariana's recent album. Like, there's so much that's happened since that buildup of the original production of it. So I'm good. I mean, I'll see it, but like everyone in their 12 o'clock and midnight showings and everything else can go see it first.
No.
Will you see it?
I don't know. I don't remember the last time I went to the theater. I think the last movie I saw in theaters was Barbie.
Barbenheimer.
I didn't do Barbenheimer.
I did not do Barbenheimer.
No.
This is Glicked or whatever.
What is Glicked?
Gladiator and
Gladiators. I heard that sucked.
You know.
Did you see that?
No.
What are you?
This weekend, oh my God, I saw way too many things. This is just how we're opening up this episode.
Okay.
I saw not only The Substance, but I saw...
Don't know what that is.
Girl, okay. I saw Red One.
Don't know what that is.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie, Christmas one.
Oh, that looks fun.
Yes. And I saw Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
So we'll get into all those, my thoughts, but I was so tired of taking my eyeballs to the screens, the streaming platforms at home, and like all the turnarounds. But I took a mental health day and called out Monday. I was like, I'm sick. I'm sick of this life. So we'll get into all that shit, but that's where I'm at.
I watched the Tyson versus Logan Paul. Jake Paul. Same thing.
Same, but different. We'll talk about that in a minute too.
Yeah.
And I saw Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh yeah, you saw Sabrina Carpenter.
So much has happened in the last
week. Much controversy from that show.
Yeah, the girls can suck it. It was great. But before we get into things, obviously, if you love listening to this podcast, subscribe.
Do it.
If you don't, then
no, there's no if you don't. Do it. Subscribe, like, review, all the things. It helps us. If you leave a review, it helps us stay in the charts. If you comment on Spotify, maybe we'll read them and shout you out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. That way, anytime there's a new episode, you get it fresh in your inbox.
Oh, the word inbox makes me think of AIM.
AIM.
Before we get into what you need to know, in this episode, you're going to hear about Diddy. Obviously, the things we talked about earlier. A sex doll of Khloe Kardashian.
Okay.
And a couple other things. But in our Hot in the Headlines, we've been keeping up with everything Diddy because obviously we're getting closer to some sort of, I guess, prosecution on this. But Zachary, would you like to lead our Diddy updates for our Hot in the Headlines?
Yes.
Ba-bum.
Well, for starters,
Diddy's
attorneys want to make sure that when the trial actually begins, which it's set to begin in May 5th, I believe, of 2025, is when the trial is scheduled to start.
So long.
I know. Well, I mean, it's only 6 months.
They've got 6 months to prep.
Right away. Yeah. So they're saying that they don't want him to be in shackles. They don't want him to be in handcuffs when he comes out.
Pause.
Mm.
When someone says in shackles, all I can think of are like ankle, like the loud clankety clack ones. Like shackles, it's like versus handcuffs. I feel like they're different things.
Yeah, well, shackles, like you have the big long chain, and then I think it's connected to your feet, right?
Something.
You have the 2 around your ankles, and then the 2 around your wrists, and then they're all connected together. So his attorneys don't want that because they say that it will prejudice the jury against him because then they'll think that he's guilty when he's actually innocent.
When do we also even get that in most trials of them in handcuffs? Like they're behind bars, like they'll put the handcuffs on after the like day of court. They'll be like, all right, back to wherever you're supposed to go. Like they're not going to keep them in handcuffs the entire time during a trial.
They usually, no, they do.
They do?
When you're in shackles the entire duration. That's why they don't want him to be in shackles so that the jury doesn't see him with any sort of handcuffs on. That way they can just think of Diddy as the pure, innocent man that they've always known him to be.
Honestly, girl, if they say no, put your handcuffs under the table.
I mean, they denied his $50 million bail. That's crazy. He was like, nah, I'll give you $50 million.
Where do you get the money? Like
the Kardashians. I don't know.
I don't know, girl.
Jay-Z and Beyonce somewhere.
I got 50 mil hidden under my mattress. Come get it. Well,
so we'll see if we see him in shackles. But they are also upset with the feds because there was, I guess his prison cell was raided by prison guards. And in there was information that they obtained that may have been confidential, that the feds ended up gaining access to, and they were documents and notes from his discussions with his attorneys that outlined his defense, outlined what their plans are for the next several months, outlined which witnesses they plan to call to the stand during trial. And so their argument is now that the feds got access to that information and that violates his attorney-client privilege. So I think they're trying to set up. Oh, I mean, to me, it kind of sounds like maybe they set it up for where this information was going to be easily accessible by the feds so that they can then play this card of like, here's our whole defense. And somehow the feds just happened to
to find the blueprint.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oops.
It's like when a pilot is leaked and everyone's like, can't do it now. It's like, bitch, we're still going to do it.
Yeah. So I think they're trying to set it up so that they can fight for a mistrial. They can fight for prejudice. They can, spin it any which way that they can to give them the upper hand to get Diddy to go free. But we'll see.
I mean, anything they do, even if it is a mistrial or like a misplacement of information, there's a lot of counts against him. So one of them will stick.
Yeah.
So do you, girl? Go after the man. If you don't think that that's going to win, if it is going to win, something's going to stick him.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
He's not getting off.
No. It's going to play out for a while is my
Probably.
We're going to hear about this like the Wicked press tour. Like it's going to go for months. And
well, like look at the Menendez brothers. That went on for 4 years.
Girl, it's been going on for 30 years.
No, but their trial went on for 4 years.
Yeah.
They had the first trial and then they had the second trial, and that was like a whole 4-year process before they finally were just sentenced to life without parole. God. And now they're likely going to get parole. We'll see. They have a hearing at the end of this month.
Girl, so confusing. Speaking of girls so confusing. Exhale. Yes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We got through the hot headline. The almost legal update story of the day. Well, Lord be with everybody. In other news, music. I want to talk about music.
Okay. What's going on in the music world?
I didn't hear you chime a single thing when I walked in the studio this afternoon. It's so weird. We're shooting the afternoons now. And I was waiting for you to be like, Miss Bestie, Miss Westie. Like, I'm working late. Nothing.
I'm a singer.
Means you're in a mood.
Yeah. It's me, espresso.
It's me.
No,
by
I
myself.
was listening to Taste. I was very into Taste this morning.
Oh, I will tell you about my taste in music. So I went to Sabrina Carpenter last night.
Did you try out the Sabrina Carpenter positions like you said you were going to try out?
I will get to that.
Okay.
So, pause. I will say I was there doing my things I do when I'm alone, when I have free time,
Jerk off.
Yes. And my friend calls me and she's like, hey girl. And I'm like, hey. I'm like, me pausing all activities. Hey, what's up? She's like, you taking a nap? I'm like, I was about to take a nap. She's like, if I hypothetically came across Sabrina Carpenter tickets and they're $180, would you go? And I was like, what section would these hypothetical tickets be in? There I was at Sabrina Carpenter.
Wow.
Did it. Me and her and me. And I didn't have to search out anything.
Wow.
But yeah, those tickets are not cheap. Like that
No.
was the box office rate something. Some fan page sold it for some price. Some friend of friend got it. I was happy. I will tell you that the Sabrina Carpenter show production value, they play great clips.
Good.
They play a lot of fun little anecdotes. What happened during our show? It was night 3. You probably seen like Christina Aguilera came out for night 1 in LA. Night 2, we got like Domingo from like SNL,
Oh, yeah.
which you don't watch SNL, but
I saw on the internet that Domingo was there.
So
Most people don't watch SNL.
social clips.
Yeah.
And in the Sabrina show, I will admit, like I was kind of like, I've seen everything. It's fine.
Yeah.
Got there on perfect timing. And everybody around us is like an adjacent 16-year-old girl, Taylor Swift fan, or just white girl.
Taylor Swift was there.
You wish. You know who was there was Jack Antonoff, who actually is Taylor Swift's writer and Sabrina Carpenter's writer. And
Okay.
funny enough, I just watched The Substance this past weekend. We'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
And he brought out his wife, Margaret Qualley, who plays in The Substance, and they were the people who got arrested.
Got it.
So we were like, that's great. And my friend's like, fine and all, but like, we didn't get
Christina.
more impact. Yeah. She's like, I was thinking like night 3, like last stop of the North American tour.
Yeah.
But
Taylor Swift.
other like fun things people look out for.
So nobody fun came out?
I mean, they're fun.
I don't even know who they are.
Fine. And I will say the fun parts that you said in the episode earlier are controversial. I think everyone can suck it when I say this. Sabrina Carpenter's music, the lyrics, everything when you hear it, it's like, this is not meant for young girls.
Yeah.
So like,
Parents should not be taking their children to a Sabrina Carpenter show.
and that's whoever wants to see it, hear it. She is writing music for whoever she wants.
Yeah.
And she says in her lyrics, bitchin' and moaning.
Yeah.
She's like jerking off to Leonard Cohen. Like
Yeah.
it's not like, oh my God, my 12-year-old daughter's so offended. It's like,
Yeah, your 12-year daughter should not be singing, you can taste me when he's kissing you.
yeah, I mean, it's camp. It's fun.
Yeah.
And
But
you
it's
know,
also like, it's risque.
it's
not,
risque. It's fun.
It's not PG.
She's got the like thigh highs on. She's got like the garters. She's like, oops, my clothes are falling off.
And so she was having sex behind the curtain. That's like the controversial thing that people are talking about.
but like every time it would be different. So like different positions. And this time there were 2 guys. And I was like, challengers,
wow.
make them kiss, make them do
My
something.
Thursday night.
My Monday night. That's when I saw her. And so I was like, cool, tight. This is what we get. It's fine. But there's more.
What?
So you asked me to try every Juno position when in
Yeah.
fact I've already tried a Juno position.
Oh.
Sabrina Carpenter was like, have you tried, she's like, this one, like with the mic, she's like putting it back and forth. I was like, Sabrina, we've all done that one. We've all done it. Like that, everyone screamed. Like, I was like, wow, I can tell Zack actually beat her to a Juno pose. I've been practicing that one for years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you tried any of the others?
Another one I have tried. She's trying to get creative. I'm like, girl, you're just imitating gay sex at this point. I'm like, okay, I did that. But none of them are like misses.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could just, you just got to do what you got to do. Right in the back door.
Fair.
So I had a great time, surprisingly, and I got home in a good time.
That's great.
She put on a great show. She's just a fun girl.
Okay.
But for those people who are like, Sabrina Carpenter, ew, I'm like,
I love Sabrina Carpenter. Who's the one I don't? Chaperone.
so at this show also, Sabrina Carpenter unveiled her lineup for the Christmas special she's doing.
And
So as you know, we've talked about it before.
who's in it?
So
Beyonce.
Chappell Roan.
Oh, God.
Oh God. So when it comes to some people in, she has like quite a bit of people.
Quavo?
So you say Quavo?
Yeah.
No, Quinta Brunson.
Mm.
Callie Uchis, Shania Twain, Tyla, Kyle Mooney, Megan Stalter. So like actors, singers for this like very variety show-esque special.
Didn't recognize many of those names.
Cara Delevingne.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
She was in American Horror Story.
Yes.
And she's a model.
Good job, Zach.
I know Shania Twain too. Isn't she the
So-
one that sings the Titanic? No, what's the song she sings? She sings one of those old movie songs.
Shania Twain?
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine what old movie song you're thinking of.
What? Okay, what's the first Shania Twain song that comes to mind? I'm like a bird.
That's Nelly Furtado.
Same thing.
No.
Shania Twain.
You're
her
looking up her
song,
discography. Anyway, while you do that.
You're still the one. Isn't that one in like a Titanic movie?
No.
You're still the one I
Still
run
the one.
to, the only one I run to. She just keeps running to him.
Keep going. You got it. You can replace Shania. Keep going. You got this
But
song.
what movie is that from?
I can't tell you, but you can look it up while I tell you about other
You're
things.
still the one. Is that not a movie song?
I mean,
I don't think it's a movie song.
okay.
I must have
anyway,
made that up. I thought it was
just
from the Titanic.
And other news about Sabrina Carpenter in our movie or in our music roundup. I don't know if you also recall, but the Feather music video was very controversial for the priests allowing the music video to be shot at a
At the
church,
yeah.
that like Mayor Eric Adams was like indicted for. Anyway, that whole story.
Oh,
That priest has now stepped down.
good.
So that is the other thing of our.
Oh yeah, the church that I was raised in, they shot like a rap music video there. Yeah,
Oh,
the head priest is not, you know,
Not white?
He just likes money for Jesus, I guess. But
Well,
so yeah, he had them. Yeah, they've shot a lot of things that they probably should not have shot there.
well, he's been stripped of his duties and he's stepping down.
Because Sabrina Carpenter filmed there?
Because of like so much going on with like the Eric Adams thing and other stuff. So she
Got him fired.
she joked about it in the concert one time.
This is like when Katy Perry tried to buy the house from the nun, remember?
Oh my god, and the nun fell ill.
She fell-
and
oh.
she died and
What?
yeah.
I didn't know the nun died.
The nun died in the courtroom.
What?
She fainted and died.
No.
Yes.
And you're, what?
No. Where you been?
How did I not hear about this?
Because you're sometimes out of touch.
I mean, yes, but like, what? Katy Perry killed a nun in church?
That was literally the headline. Everyone's like, no, the stress that the nun had already, and she was old, and like, say what you want to say.
She probably saw Orlando Bloom's dick.
Anyway,
Was it the same week those photos dropped?
no. But in other music news, Cher's memoir released.
Oh, joy.
So she details like nearly wanting to jump off a balcony when she was married to Sonny. And
oh, that's why I saw the Cher and Sunny headlines today.
yeah,
I saw a bunch of like Cher and Sunny, their timeline. I'm like, why are we talking about them?
you're like, what about it? And the other thing is,
Memoir.
Cher said she went to Rodeo Drive at one point
Mm.
and saw a dress and very pretty woman. Asked the clerk attendant, was like, honey, it's too expensive. And so Cher's like, I bought one of every single shade. And she's like, that was the biggest bill and I think anyone could have spent. But she's like, you should have seen the look on the bitch's face. Almost word for word quote from Cher. So that's enough music news, but I thought you'd enjoy 15 minutes into the episode just to recap again and again and again of Sabrina. Oh, and Charlie performed in the Times Square H&M stage
For what?
just for funsies. Like they've been really pushing a lot of different artists to perform at the
Yeah.
new stage in Times Square. So
It was the green one, right?
Mhm.
And there's all the green. Yeah, I saw that.
So that's what she
It was
missed on
kind of
Glee.
lackluster, to be honest.
The stage is interesting.
Yeah, Charlie normally brings it, but I was like, that performance and her in that outfit was not.
I've
wasn't
seen the
feeling
outfit
it.
before, but she's good.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I saw
like-
the
it wasn't like,
outfit
wow.
I saw the outfit in 2004 when people tried to make it happen.
Off to other things. I think we pivot to our weird stories
We-
/ our WTF of the week / viral videos / whatever you put in here.
Yes. Well, we do have a good one
Okay.
because this headline I saw, came across. I believe it was Entertainment Tonight,
Okay.
and the headline reads: YouTuber Rosanna Pansino smokes her father's ashes to honor his dying wish.
When you say smokes,
Like lit up a joint. Yeah, like a joint. She smoked.
when someone said breathe me in, she took it literally.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
Would-
that's your father's dying wish. Like, what do you do?
Well, she said that she was so nervous about doing it, she waited 5 years.
5
I was like,
years.
now there's some stale ashes.
Now there's some. Oh, auntie.
You know, it makes me want a cigarette real bad. I don't know
When-
why. Like, just dead
when do
dads
you ever
like
smoke
make
cigarettes?
me once in a great while.
When you're drunk?
Yeah, once in a great while.
I've had exes like that. This is why we're not together anymore.
You just puff, have a little smoke, and then you get it out of your system, and then 6 months later, you reconsider it.
And then you might have cancer.
It's better than everyone who does like puff on their little.
Vape?
Yeah. What are the zigs? Zips? Zins. What is the zin?
Zin is Zin patch.
What
like
is that?
what Emma Chamberlain has, and it's like a nicotine patch like in your gum. Like you just attach it by like your. You never seen these?
No,
Don't do it.
I don't. I don't even vape. But like
You don't even vape here.
So it's a thing that you put on your
It's
gum.
almost, it's like a patch you put in your mouth, so people want to stop smoking as much. You can.
Oh, it helps you to stop smoking.
I don't think it's to stop, but it's an alternative.
To smoking.
Sure. I'm not a user. I don't know enough. I do not stand by everything I just said, but I know Emma Chamberlain used it a lot, and people were like, "Don't do it, girl. There's a lot."
Interesting.
So she smoked it.
Well, so hold on.
Hold on. If you don't want Zin, smoke your dad's ashes.
So yeah, well, yes. But then if you continue to read the actual article, because everyone's like, "Oh my God, she smoked her dad," so she had to clarify.
She like smoked it in other ways.
So what she did was she got her dad's ashes and she mixed the ashes in the soil that she planted the marijuana, so that when it grew with her dad's ashes in the soil. And then she smoked the weed.
This is
Not
so symbolic. I wonder when people were like, "I want a tree. I want to be buried into a tree." It's like, no, I want to be buried into pot.
What would you want? Like if you, because like I don't want to be buried. Like I don't need my body rotting in like a coffin. I would rather just be burned. Like just put me into dust and ash and I'm good. But like what would you want? Do you want to be buried?
I don't know. Make me into a statue. Crumble me up. Put me in the stone. Put me in the concrete and be like, statue?
Like that's just so crazy. Because like some people like have their ashes made into jewelry. And I think that's also kind of creepy.
But what if you lose the necklace at the bottom of the sea like that old woman?
What if somebody sells it and pawns it?
eBay. I will end up there. Don't do it.
I don't want to end up on eBay. That's not how I want to go out.
Dead father necklace available for $7.99.
Would you smoke your dad?
If in that way, maybe.
But-
be like, Papa, here's to you.
Puff. Huh?
Puff, puff. Well, thank you for that little moment of discussion. I will consider that next time I'm
Have you heard of Rosanna?
Yes, she's actually
Pansino?
she's been coming after Mr. Beast, and she was
Why?
contestant on the Mr. Beast games, and
Oh.
she claims that it was edited to make it look like she lost when she did really well in one of his competitions. She's been known for her YouTube cooking videos. She's very like good at cupcakes and more. And yeah, like she's been coming after Mr. Beast and all these allegations against him. She's been like following everything from the games to like
Wow.
the product opportunities he has. She literally had a video where his lunchly with like prime drinks
Mm-hmm.
with Logan Paul, they opened one up and it was moldy. Like the cheese was moldy, and the Best By date still had like a while for it. She's like, "You're serving kids moldy cheese?"
Not the vibe.
Not the vibe, but you know what is? Speaking of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight.
Did you watch it?
I went to the bars on a whim. I went to a Y2K bar on a Friday night. That was kind of a bust. I'm sorry. And I was like with Mike, one of our friends that you know, and we're like, let's go get a drink.
Yeah.
Do the damn thing.
Yeah.
And we went, and every bar in West Hollywood had the fight on. And I was like, okay, which bar are we picking that has the fight on? Because every single one of them had it.
Yeah.
I watched the last 3 minutes, and it was underwhelming. And I think everyone was disappointed.
Watching the fight, like it just looked like it was clearly uneven, because it was like Jake Paul picking like somebody's grandpa to fight. Like this was
Yes.
not the way for Mike Tyson to go out, because he went out. I mean, he went out with 20 mil, and like good for him for pocketing his cash and getting his coin even at his old age. But like, it's not. He was rough. He was like, he had a knee brace on. He was like struggling to come out. He like, the highlight of the night was his ass cheeks. Like that's all anybody kept talking about.
Yes. The full frontal, what is that called? Full backside? Full moon?
Full moon.
Full moon on display. Well,
But like, who approved this? Like, who's like, you know what, Mike Tyson, you're pushing 60, but we're gonna put you in the ring with the spruce 27-year-old.
it got you to watch.
I mean, yeah, but like, it didn't make me think very highly of Mike Tyson, other than he's got some bad managers around him. I mean, listen, again, he walked
lasted.
away with 20 mil.
He lasted. He didn't get knocked out.
Well, I think there were like rules that like they couldn't knock each other out within the first.
I mean, you
number
saw
of
the other
rounds.
girls fight. They were bloody.
Yeah, when her like eye was coming out, that was a good fight. When they're bloody and Marge, like
Chile.
that was a good one. Like her eye was literally fine, and then she was shading the other girl. She's like, "That's what she does. She cheats." I was like, "Ooh, this is getting spicy. It's like a
Play
Real
it, Carrie
Housewives
Underwood.
reunion."
When he cheats. When she cheats.
I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped-up four-wheel drive.
Girl, you don't even drive.
Carved my name into his leather seats.
Speaking of blood,
Hmm.
all of our watcher skip this week is review of the fight, and what I think is a review of these 3 movies that I watched back to back this
Okay.
weekend. So after the fight, I watched The Substance, which is with Demi Moore, and it's with Margaret Qualley. So Demi Moore is an athletic instructor, and she's on TV, very like Richard Simmons.
Okay.
And so they're like, "You're turning 50. We want to phase you out." She takes the substance, which brings her another life. Like, she basically gives birth to a younger version of herself. And she gets 7 days in that body,
Interesting.
and she gets 7 days in her actual body. And if you go over that amount, all I'll say without spoiling, it has bad side effects. Like, you only have 7 days. You cannot go further than it. You will take energy from the other person. It is fucked. Like, I am not good with needles and body gore, but I love
It's very
Saw.
gory.
I love Saw. Oh, girl, the amount of needles and syringes, and it's like very artsy done, that go up close, and they like want you to see it.
Oh God.
The blood and gore, it gets a little like stitches and a bunch of things. Very good concept, but damn, like I was not sober, smoking my daddy, and yeah, I had to turn away from the TV screen many times. I watched it on a Mubi, not Tubi. Mubi, don't know what that is, but we had a 7-day trial, and I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" I would say watch it, but like, be prepared. Watch it with a friend. Scream, cry, get comfortable at home. If I was in a theater, people walked out of theaters
Wow.
because it was so uncomfortable.
It
So I went from that.
sounds wild.
I went from that to watching Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman. You see some things, you don't see everything.
When did you sleep? Because if you watched the fight and then you were watching these movies back, like you didn't sleep at
Then
all.
Friday night was The Substance and the fight.
Got it.
Saturday night
But even
was,
watching The Substance after the fight was like at 11.
yeah,
Like
I was-
that's late.
homegirl was tired.
I had to watch the fight the next morning because I couldn't stay awake. I was like at 6 o'clock. Like this is too late to be starting the fight.
Yeah, I watched the next movie on Saturday night. It was a screening. Baby Girl, saw Nicole Kidman. She was standing near me. She looks iconic. The movie did not go as I expected it to. I think it was well done. I just expected to go further based on the trailers. So definitely they're going for awards. They'll get some noms, but I don't think they're going to win the awards.
Okay.
So I went with my friend who's a Critics' Choice voter. That was fun, seeing all the old people being like, "I want a picture with Nicole. Give me my free drink. I'm entitled. I'm an Academy voter." And I was like, "Go home, Mary. Go home. It is past your bedtime." And then I watched Red One on Sunday afternoon, and by that point, I was unwell. Red One.
Well, that had been fun.
The movie that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson peed in water bottles on set and handed it to assistants. He showed up late, cost him an extra $200 million. That movie. Remember that? You remember that?
No.
Oh my God, you really are.
I didn't know he peed in bottles and gave it to assistants.
That was a big thing that Rolling Stone, like, or Hollywood Reporter, one of them put out. And yeah, he was accused of like being late to set every day, costing like production so much money because of it.
Ooh.
But also the production costs for other things too. But he would pee in water bottles and not go to the restroom and just pee in one, and would hand it to a PA and be like, "Dispose of this." And so he recently came out and was like, "Yeah, that's true. I did that."
Oh.
But this movie, I'm going to say that now. Star Wars meets Christmas.
Okay. Good? No.
I mean, I was not
I don't know if I would put those two together.
I was not sober. I was smoking daddy.
Mm.
And I'm going to say it now, and I'm like, I was smoking papa.
But why are you jerking off when you smoke the papa?
This is jerking off. This is not jerking
That's
off.
literally what you're doing, like a little dick.
Sir. Watched in theaters, had a refill of large popcorn, and girl, it is an acid trip. I would watch it just to make fun of it. It is wild. I wish I watched it at home, though. Because, like, it is just, you're like, what the fuck is this? The animations, the storytelling plot. It's campy as fuck. It's also like...
Is Kevin Hart in it?
No.
Just Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
And Chris Evans.
Okay.
So
they replaced Kevin Hart with Chris Evans.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, but those are my reviews. So
you would recommend Baby Girl or not recommend
in my
Baby
watch
Girl?
or skip recommendations and reviews, I would say watch Baby Girl. Watch The Substance with caution. Don't watch Red One unless you can watch it on streaming.
Got it.
Does that sound right up for you?
Yeah, I actually, of the three, I think I want to watch Red One the most.
You know what? Do it, but I won't spend my money to do that again.
Yeah, but not like seriously. I want to like be drunk and like watch it and like be on TikTok half of the time and just kind of like vibing.
Yeah. Well, we got limited time, so we might have to touch on some of these stories. But what would you like to cover next, my dear sir?
Well, did you see that John Krasinski was named Sexiest Man Alive?
I'm fine with it.
I was fine with it too. A lot of people were not fine with it. I feel like this was like, remember when Gwyneth Paltrow was named Sexiest Woman Alive or Most Beautiful Woman in the World or something? And then the world was like really upset about that.
I saw a joke that called her Harajuku Barbie. And I was like, damn. Like, we really are never going to let that album sink away from her. But I mean, some of the other people they put in there, I was like, John Krasinski is this is fine for me.
I like John Krasinski. I liked him when he was on The Office, but I think people don't realize that like these things are not genuinely based on who is the hottest or the sexiest alive. They're like PR
Tell
stunts.
Benny Blanco that.
But they're PR stunts. They're like the person of the year usually has some sort of PR campaign. And then I saw this woman, she was going on this deep dive on TikTok about like how his brother's enthralled in all this legal drama right now. And so to take away from that, they wanted to like, you know, paint him in a good light. And like what's in my bag, stars, they're just like us. Like all of those things are all stunts. You know, they're all staged. They're all PR setups.
What are you listening to? I was surprised, honestly, John Stamos wasn't on the list. I know we have this story about him, but like there's some older, like rounded men, and I'm like, you're not putting in these like, I'd think about that. Like,
well, because the reality is if we were going based off of attraction, then like the same men would be in the rotation year after year because they're technically like
in the running.
Yeah, like nobody's putting, remember Rat Boy Summer? Nobody's putting any of those rats in here.
No, they had a couple of them.
I know, but in hottest people of the year, the Rat Boys would not be put in there.
There's
like
a Rat Boy category.
Rodent discrimination.
This is going to be like the Grammys. You have like Best Rat Boy.
Best Rat Boy.
Well, yeah, John
Did you see
Stamos.
Chris Olsen was named one year.
Good for him.
They had like a TikTok bracket.
Good for him.
I don't know if I would consider him sexiest though.
Oh my God, don't be rude.
Would you?
I mean,
he's got a great body, but not a great face.
Oh my God. I think that a lot of those people on the list like fits, like makes sense, like, but there's no one I'm like. There was one year when Blake Shelton was it, and everyone's like, really? There was a tweet that Akilah Hughes put, and she said, did everybody else die? And literally that tweet went around and around. And anyway.
Blake Shelton is kind of cute. He's got his vibes. But yeah, John Krasinski's not the only dude that people are obsessed with this, or people are upset with this week.
Why?
People are upset with John Stamos. Yeah. Did you see he went bald?
I saw that it was like a Photoshop, and he put a quote on it, and like, so, his brother has cancer.
No, it's not his brother.
Who is it? It's not his brother?
Andy. So John Stamos used to star in Full House with Dave Coulier. They were co-stars. They were Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey. Well, now Uncle Joey has cancer, and so he lost all of his hair. So in solidarity, John Stamos came over to visit him.
Technically,
and he
brother.
wore no, not technically.
I'm joking.
And wore a he had one of those like bald covers to make it look like you are bald.
Was it not Photoshop? I thought
he actually had the prosthetic put on to make him look bald. And so he came to visit Joe. His name is not Uncle Joey. Dave. Yeah, he came to visit Dave, and Dave came out to defend him and was like, "Listen, he's somebody that's always like made me laugh. So he came over to to put a smile on my face. He wasn't making fun of me. He's not making fun of people with cancer, but like he has stage 3 cancer, and so he's like, John is like my brother, and he, always tries to put a smile on my face, and he did."
Oh, I mean,
It was
yeah,
funny.
that's a nice thing. If someone was like, "I'm standing in solidarity, like fully with you," I'd be like, "Shave the head, girl."
No.
No,
I wouldn't want somebody to shave their head in solidarity of me.
I mean, if
Like, keep it cute.
keep it cute. Wear the
Also,
bald
I
cap.
would get one of those, like, they have some good wigs now. I would get a little toupee.
Wig.
Like, what's his name? The Lyle.
Slap that couch one more time. Yeah, toupee.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we got other things to be upset about. I think the John Stamos thing is like, pass the salt.
Yeah.
In other news, our couples quarter.
Yes.
Did you see Lamar Odom Jr. claims he had a sex doll that looked like Khloe?
That is gross.
He said, "We're all a little off."
That's not a little off. That's like way off.
Yeah, he admitted it on a podcast that he had a sex doll. And he said, quote, "When you're really thinking about it, it's like a doll." Duh. Okay. Continuing, he said, quote, "But then you think about like mental health and how important that is, not just in today's time, but just from the beginning of all time. A sex doll that looks like your wife is about mental health." Way to spin it. I think someone has little attachment issues, but that's different.
It's creepy. It's getting weird. I think we need to put the dolls away. Maybe hit one of the hookers again.
He said, quote, "I don't speak to her. I can text her and she'll reply. The distance was because of life."
Well, and because she caught him in a brothel. She found him in a brothel.
I mean, there's been a lot of things that happened to her, and I feel for her.
Yeah, but, while Lamar stays in the brothels, Pete Davidson was reportedly in rehab. And apparently that's not true because he was also linked to, I don't know if you were a fan or are a fan of The Bachelor. I don't take it that you are. But Bachelor alum Maria Gorgas, is that Giorgas? Gorgas?
I apologize to you on behalf of Zack.
Maria was on The Bachelor, and she was I guess, linked to Pete. People thought that her and Pete were dating, and then after they dated, he checked himself into rehab because, like, I don't know, another hot girl dumped him. But she's come out and she's just like, "No, he's not in rehab, and no, we never dated. I know his sister. I'm good friends with his sister, and his sister confirms that he's not even in rehab." So lies, fake news.
Lyle Menendez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you say fake news?
Yeah. And then I guess the last thing we have for today is our legal update, which is that in relation to the fight,
Slap at the couch.
the Tyson and Paul fight, there's a guy, Ronald Blue Denton, who is trying to sue Netflix over the streaming interruptions of the fight.
Oh.
He said that it was a breach of contract, and he wants to sue them for an undisclosed amount of money.
I'd like to know how much money.
It's undisclosed. He wants whatever the courts decide to award him.
$1.
They should award him $9.99, which is the cost of his membership.
That would be great.
That would be hilarious.
I mean, like, everything has an ad these days.
Yeah.
Sit through this podcast. You know what I have a bone to pick about?
What?
For my random thought of the week, those bitches on Facebook Marketplace, they always have something to complain about. Like,
Do you pay attention to Facebook Marketing?
I sell shit all the time
Oh,
as I bump my microphone.
interesting.
I have been flipping things, helping people, whatever. Like Facebook Marketplace, there's a ton of different people who buy and sell goods on there. Bikes, mattresses, vacuums. Like, you can get a good deal in there. If you're looking for something pre-owned, cool. Dyson vacuum at $700 is now $200.
Wow.
A little more affordable.
That's good.
So I was helping my local gym out, and I was like, "Hey, like, do you need any help? Like, let me clean your front of house." I used to work in retail. They're like, "Let's do it." We were selling a TV for $50. Tell me why them hoes. They're like, "Can you do 30?" I'm like, this is a $300 TV. And you want to ask for $20 off, Miss Martha? Martha, this TV may not be for you. Like, if you can come get this today, maybe we'll consider it. But, like, you really want to haggle this? And then people love to give those excuses of, like, oh, I'm a medical student. I'm this. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just a baby.
Everybody has a sad story. Shut up with your sad story. Everybody has a sad story. Everybody has a sad story.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I really feel for you, but like, this doesn't justify how much we're trying to sell it for.
Yeah, your sad story doesn't get you $20 off a TV, Mary.
Martha.
Martha.
I mean, I'm happy to help you. And I'm like, if you can get this today and like, we can meet in the middle, cool. But I'm
Listen,
like,
you
you're
have to-
bargaining me $10 to $20.
You have to have respect for Martha, though, because she's still going to she's gonna hustle.
She still owes a girl $1 million in jail.
That, too.
Well, what a fun episode back in the studio. Anything else you got coming up besides you going to an event every single day this week, girl?
Oh, don't remind me.
The one I said no to? The other one I
Yeah.
did not get invited to?
You can come if you want to come.
No, I am tired.
Yeah, I figured.
Papa needs his sleep. Papa needs to smoke Papa.
That's all I got. That's all for today, folks.
All right, well, obviously, find more of the Papa Report online, and we'll see you all real soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, oh my God, you made it this far in the episode. First of all, thank you so much. Second of all,
Subscribe.
yeah,
What are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. and
wherever you are, just do the damn thing.
Yeah, I don't care if you're on the bus, if you're on a Tinder date. Just hit the subscribe button right now. Show us some love. That way the next episode is fresh in your inbox.
And we'll see you soon.